Good evening. Brian Rockwell, thank you for sending me one, two, three shakes of your Rockwell Cooking Oil LLC. I hope it's extra virgin. Anyway, he sent me, I thought these were single malts, but they're not. I get to do whiskey now, everybody. Will you pay attention? Okay. He sent me Okanagan Spirits. There was three of them. And Okanagan Spirits is Western Canada's original craft distillery. Apparently, they started back in 2004 in Vernon, British Columbia. They make all of their spirits like whiskeys, gins, vodka, fruits, liqueurs, and even Canada's first absinthe, using 1,000%? I just typoed. 100% local BC fruit and grain. They won a ton of international awards, including a bunch of golds just last year. Their flagship spot in Vernon has North America's tallest copper pot still. Do you believe that? I thought the tallest still would probably be by Jim Beam or Jack Daniels or something like that. So he sent me three of them. He sent me the Laird of Fintry. It says single malt with the fortified Foch finish, Foch finish. It's their double wood Canadian whiskey. He also sent me Esperanza Del Oro, a bourbon-style Canadian whiskey from their Whiskey Hunter series. And the third one is Miss Scarlet, the annual hopped whiskey. It's distilled from Irish ale, brewed with local barley and hops, and then aged 9 years. Sounds like good stuff. Let's do the Fintry first. And the Fintry is 84 proof. So it's first aged in virgin American oak, then finished in barrels that held Quail's Gate fortified Mezcal Foch wine. That gives it, I'm not going to read the tasting notes. There isn't much of a nose, probably due to the proof. It's Canadian whiskey, but it does taste like a single malt. And it's a good one. There I go again. I guess I like all of it. I'm getting plum. I'm getting a raisin-ish. If a raisin was coated in vanilla frosting. That's very good. This is smooth and layered. This is a fine, fine, fine sipping whiskey. But I'm still confused about the single malt part of it. Maybe it's the single malted barley that's in the mash bill, but it's not a single malt. You'll have to clear this up for me, Brian. This poor Canadian whiskey. So many people in the United States are just complete snobs about it. I don't drink Canadian whiskey. That's because all you ever had was Crown Royal, or all you ever had was Black Velvet, for God's sakes. Try Lot 40. It's good. Okay. Thank you, Brian. I always forget water. I'll be right back. And there it is. So, the Laird of Fintry, 84 proof, is a mystery to me as far as it being a whiskey or a single malt. It could identify as both. I've become a little adept at single malts, especially American ones, and this is good. I'd give it an 80 out of 100. And we're going to move on to the Okanagan Spirits Esperanza Del Oro Bourbon. Bourbon-style Mezcal finish. All right, so I got to read on this. It's a bourbon-style Canadian whiskey from their Whiskey Hunter series. It's made with local grains, aged 5 years in custom white oak, and then finished in smoky Mezcal barrels. You get notes of caramel, vanilla, mango, I usually don't read this, but I will, smoked leather, and spicy rye with a long, luxurious finish. Bottled at 88 proof, and it is usually a very limited release. Let's try this. It's got a musty, dusty nose. So Mezcal, I've had it not often, but I've had it. And on my 18th birthday, I was given a bottle of Mezcal that had the worm in the bottom of it. So I took that bottle and I went like this. Let no liquid come down, and let that worm just kind of ease its way down. I figured I'd just swallow it like a big aspirin, right? How bad can it be? Bad enough to put me in bed for almost 2 days. I think I had alcohol poisoning that night. I don't think it was just the worm. I think it was could have been the six-pack, could have been the whiskey, might have been the gin, could have been the 3 or 4 six-packs. I don't know, but look at the mess I'm in. My head's like a football. I think I'm going to die. Oh me, oh me, oh my. Wasn't that a party? Song from 1984 for you young'uns. Okay. I'm going to have to get past the nose on this one, Brian. Bright mango. Bright mango. But unfortunately, it fell out of my hand. And after the 5-second rule, I picked it up and had a little dust on it. But it's not off-putting. Not at all. It's just a flavor dimension. And because I like peat, I don't like it, but I mean, I do enjoy... I enjoy Octomore, so I gotta like peat. It's a second set. That is super different. That's way out. I would drink it again. It probably won't find its way in my bar. I don't know if it's available in the States. After all, we drink 70% of the whiskey that you sell. Final sip. First of all, I'm never trying to be nice. I'm never trying to just go along to get along. Do you think I'd talk about Scotch so often on a page called Bourbonado if I was worried about ruffling feathers? It's all whiskey. And I think everyone understands that, and that's why I love this group. I love this group. This one, I give about a 65. Watching the finish. The finish is honeyed. The finish does not dry out like a tequila does. So the mezcal is just an influence. It's not dominant at all. Holy, it's good. It's good, but thank you, Brian. All right, we're going to move on to number 3. I was excited to try this one. Okanagan Spirits Miss Scarlet Irish Red Ale Hopped. A hopped whiskey. Oh, darn it. A hopped whiskey. All right. Well, hopped influence. All right. So, Miss Scarlet is their annual hopped whiskey, and it's distilled from an Irish red ale brewed with local barley and hops, and then aged 9 years. 8 in custom charred oak, finished 1 year in cherry brandy barrels. It's bottled around 87 proof with tasting notes of... Nope, stop reading. I'm going to grab something quick. This interlude is brought to you by ADD Boy. So we have there's a distillery up in Eau Claire, Wisconsin. They're called Infinity. And this is called Beerski. Notice it has never been cracked, and I bought it over a year ago. I was there for lunch. I was the only person in the place. I asked them how long they'd been open, and they said over 17 years. Huh. It's a Friday, lunchtime. Why is it empty? So, distilled from malt, Doppelbock mash, double distilled and gently aged in micro barrels, exhibits flavors of spice, toasted caramel, butterscotch, and toffee, and nut that are reminiscent of the craft brew from which it was derived. This is, well, I guess when you come down with your wort and everything, it's just generally a strong beer. But this is actually from beer. It's Bock whiskey. I haven't opened it yet. Anyway, back to the regularly scheduled program. I am tasting Miss Scarlet's Irish Red Ale Hopped Cherry Finish. It's got a super bright nose. Ooh, that's the only one that I got even a hint of ethanol on. These are not ripe cherries. These are sour cherries. Dried cherries, a little bit of sponge cake. I'm trying to think. Would it be that candy? My grandma used to get it all the time. Ooh, boysenberry filling. Just kidding. So it's square. It's covered in almost like chocolate chip style frosting. So it's kind of not dark chocolate, not milk chocolate. It's right in between. And it was yellow, and it was really light. It was almost looked like styrofoam when you looked at it, but it was sponge. What's it called? Sponge toffee or something like that. That was one of my favorite candies as a kid. So I got a little memory of grandma there. Definitely. Definitely get the toasted oak. That's cool. This is, last night I had boom, boom, and then the third one fit right in between the two. I'd give this one a 75. 7.5 out of 10. This is a good sipper. It's bright, and it's got, the finish is very... letting you know it's still here. I like these. I like these. The first one I like the best. I'm changing my mind about a lot of whiskeys. I'm changing my mind about Canadian whiskeys. I'm I'm changing my mind about a lot of Tennessee whiskeys because there's more to life than Jack number 7 because everybody barfed on it when they were 17 years old. This is very good. Thank you, Brian. I really appreciate it. And coming up, oh, you did send me a Lot 40. I still got to taste the Lot 40, the Barn Burner, and I guess it's just going to be 2 because the Eberhardy's gone. Anyway, thank you, buddy. I really appreciate you, bud.